and welcome to another video Bible study by Jesus Christ Prison Ministry. Our topic, Psalm 143. O Lord, hear my prayer. Listen to my cry for mercy. In your faithfulness and righteousness, come to my relief. Do not bring your servant into judgment, for no one living is righteous before you. How true that is. None of us have lived without sin. Our only righteousness is in obedience to the righteous 10 Commandments. As we live in obedience to the righteous 10 Commandments, as we keep them perfectly, as we live without sin, then the righteousness of Christ, his 10 Commandments, becomes ours. We have no righteousness of our own. All of our righteousness comes from Christ if we are obedient to him. God is faithful. He will listen to our prayers when we are obedient and living according to his commands. Prior to giving our hearts to Christ, we were just sinners. But once we give our hearts to Christ, it is important to understand that we have died to the old life, and we are not to go back to it. If you have not died to your old life, it is time to decide whom you will serve. Make that commitment. Die to the old life. Live according to the commandments of God, the righteousness of Christ, a new life. The enemy pursues me. He crushes me to the ground. He makes me dwell in darkness, like those long dead. So my spirit grows faint within me. My heart within me is dismayed. We've all been there. There have been those that have come against us that just tear us apart. Our emotions are just brought down. We wonder why people get such a kick, such a joy, such a high out of hurting others. But that's because they're wicked. The righteous get a joy out of blessing others. I remember the days of long ago. I meditate on all your works and consider what your hands have done. I spread out my hands to you. My soul thirsts for you like a parched land. Answer me quickly, O Lord. My spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, or I will be like those who go down to the pit. It is only God who keeps us alive. Every moment, it is his personal intervention in our lives that keeps us breathing, keeps our heart pumping. Yes. Let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you. Every morning I wake up, I invite Jesus into my heart. I want to be obedient to him. I ask him to be my scheduler. I have worship, and I want to get rid of all wickedness in my life. Show me the way I should go, for to you I lift up my soul. In a literal sense, Jesus answered that prayer. He came in person. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us, says John. He came and he showed us the way to that truth that brings us the everlasting life. Rescue me from my enemies, O Lord, for I hide myself in you. See, these are metaphors. How does he show us the way? How do we hide ourselves in him? It's by obedience to his 10 Commandments. That's his way. That's his character. By putting those 10 commandments into our hearts, we are hiding in him. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. May your good spirit lead me on level ground. We want to do the will of God. Jesus came and he said, I always do the will of my Father. Jesus came and said, I will always do what pleases him. He's our example. We are to do what pleases him. For your name's sake, O Lord, preserve my life. In your righteousness, bring me out of trouble. In your unfailing love, silence my enemies. Destroy all my foes, for I am your servant. What God will do for his servants is awesome. He wants to glorify himself through us. But to do that, we have to be his servants. As he was the servant of his Father in obedience to the 10 Commandments, he refused to sin. So we, once we accept Jesus into our lives, are to be his servant, obedient to his commandments and refusing to sin. Join me today in being a servant of the Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you for being with me and Jesus Christ for another video Bible study.